I say 81. I say 61%. Okay, so good. I'm about to go over there and meet up with Harold at his house. Since we going that way, I'm gonna go and show y'all the house I grew up in, because it's right by where he lives. That area in Baltimore, right off Ricestown Road, by the plaza. I used to live over there off Locker. Those were the days. That's where I grew up. It changed a whole lot compared to what it used to be. I can tell you that much. It changed a whole lot. It used to be that neighborhood used to be bad as fuck. Cantfield, yeah, man. Remember this dude that used to live around there? He was like the neighborhood bully for real. Dude's name was Franklin. He was older than all of the kids or whatever, all of us. And he used to like do wrestling moves on us. Well, one day didn't go too well for him. As he went back, he suplexed the dude backwards, like right onto his neck. To this day, I still don't know if that dude was paralyzed, but he couldn't move at the time when it happened. But I was like, man, this dude is just like, he used to do all types of crazy wrestling moves. He used to, I remember he did the what that shit is, the Undertaker move on me one time and shit. That shit Undertaker, the tombstone. And I felt like my head was spinning because my head mostly hit the ground. So it could have been, you know what I mean, me that was feeling some broken neck or some shit. Dude was just crazy. I don't know what was wrong with him, but his name was Franklin. He was like the neighborhood bully for real in that time. Shit used to piss me off, yo, because he'd just run. That's how that dude got slammed backwards. It was some random shit, man. He like we in the yard. This motherfucker just come running in the yard, fucking, and just grab him from behind. And just no fucks given, just throws him back. Just a body slam. He used to pick people up and just throw them. Body slam people. Like that dude, I can imagine he probably either dead or in jail or prison or something right now, because that motherfucker was crazy. I can remember that clearly. Anybody see him, they just try to run from him, like get away from him. He definitely had some issues. Yeah. But I lived all through Baltimore County areas. That was the closest that I lived into the city where I grew up. It's like borderline city county. Like you literally, the Ricestown Road Plaza, half of it's the county, half of it's the city. I mean, if you're anybody from Baltimore, Maryland, anywhere close to Maryland, I mean, comment below. Let me know if you got a bike. Let's ride. 'Cause I be all over the place. I feel like this area in Glen Burnie area is like the worst places where motorcycles get hit by cars and shit. So I'm just trying to get through here, get to my homie house, and that way we can get up on out of here. You won't even believe how many miles I'm at right now on my bike. Having it this is my third season with it. I ain't even going to tell y'all, because y'all gonna be like, oh, you don't even ride like that. Like, I don't. I ride like once or twice a week and that's it. I don't ride like that at all. Not at all. But everybody out here, you feel me? Man, that's nice. That's us. A couple of different ways I can take to get to the house. I think I might ride the back road so I can show y'all the church where we used to come to when we was kids. And we used to have rock fights. And we used to set up a ramp. We used to set up a ramp to jump our bikes off. And for that time, I can remember for like the ages we was flying over this ramp, man. Of course, you had your older kids that would come hit it and go higher than us for sure. Like dude Terrell, they used to make motherfucking kids lay down in front of the ramp so he can jump over them. Not me, but yeah, I was not for it. Not at all. I was not for it. yeah, he used to do some wild shit, man. Him and Franklin. Well, Franklin was much worse. Terrell was just crazy, like, as far as, like, he was like the athletic version of what I guess you'd be of a community. He was the athletic one, good at all the sports, and anything you put in front of him, the dude was good at. My brother did get got bombed, though. My brother gave him his bike for Atari, and the Atari ain't even worked. The wires was all cut up and shit, and he ain't even checking to make sure it worked, but he traded his bike for the Atari. Yo, my motherfucking wild the fuck out, boy. She was like, where your bike at? Where your bike? And she was tripping off that shit, man. Like, walked back down there and told her, she gave you some cut up, fucking, like the wires was all cut up. This game, and fucking, like, and they don't work. It's fucked up. He used to live in like one of these houses right here. Like, it was like, I can't remember which one, but it was one of these ones on my right that was close to this road. Terrell. Then if you make a left right here, which I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a left right here real quick. It's the dip. This is where we used to roller skate down this road. Of course, it was much cleaner back in the day. It was way cleaner back in the day. And this hill almost seemed like steeper than what it looked like right now. That's so funny. But you see down there, I don't know if you can see the sign that say dip. We used to call this road the dip. All right. Now I'm gonna turn back around. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna turn on this way, because if I take this way, it'll take me to the church that I was telling y'all about, where we have rock fights and ramp on the ramps and shit. And also our childhood swimming spot, Janelle was her name. We used to go to her pool, because like that was the only pool like around here besides like the locker and rec shit, but you had to have like a membership, and we was all poor, so it was no getting that. It was not like every family couldn't just afford to put out $20 a head or some shit. But yeah, there's the church right there, which is also small. It's also small as shit. But yeah, that's the church. And the playground that's over on the right, it used to be full of rocks. Full of rocks. It's so crazy seeing this, man. This is where we grew up, and we used to set the ramp right there on that yellow curb, and we would ride from that corner, that end up there, hit the ramp into the grass. Yeah. And Janelle is the second house right here on this corner, from the corner. So right there, that was where she lived. I wonder if she still do, but that was where the swimming spot was. She had a big outside the ground pool, but it was big, man. Fit like a bunch of kids in it. Had some friends that lived around this area, you know what I mean? We had Dennis, we had Lil Sean, we had Anthony, we had Warren, we had Philip. We used to all race. This was our bus stop right here. We used to race from that sign, touch this telephone pole right there that's still there, and run back, which actually seems like it's closer than it actually used to be. And yeah, Yolanda's house. Yolanda used to live up here in these houses. Darren Anthony Scott. This was our neighbor's house, man. He used to take us, what's up, man? He used to take us to all different bike trails, like try to keep us out of trouble. This was Rob and Leslie. Shout out to Rob and Leslie. And at this corner, this is my childhood corner. This childhood house right here at this corner. This is where I grew up, right here. It's crazy to look back and see it. It's crazy. Grew up there. The deck in the back, oh, they got cameras on that joint. Now we ain't had no camera system or nothing, but that big old tree that's there, it used to be just one big bush. It wasn't a tree like that. My grandfather used to sleep in what they called the dining room, which was to the left when you walk into the house, and he used to fucking collect cigarette packs. He used to collect cool cigarette packs, like the long cools, the 100s, and he put them in the window, so he piled the whole window up. You couldn't even see in the window because there was so many packs of cigarettes. But yeah, man, that's where I grew up, man. A big chunk of my kid life, my child years. 6601 Laurel Drive. There's the deck. My great grandmother built that deck. That's our deck that we put on there, and it's still there. And this playground, they ain't like us to cross the road, so in order for us to get to the playground, we would go down to this culvert pipe. It was a culvert pipe that goes from one side of the road to the other. We walked through the culvert pipe, popped up on the other side, and we was able to hit the park without having to cross the street. This road, this was a dangerous street, man. The basketball court, drugs, guns, shit was crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and run back through here again. Take you out of some spots. A bunch of friends. Cedric old house. Had a couple of different people. Like I know my boy Julian lived over here. Norris lived somewhere, right? I think in that house. Chris' house. Used to have all the video games. Franklin lived somewhere down here. I think it was this last street that he lived on, and it was like one or two houses. Yeah, it was like one or two houses up this road. He lived up there. Fucking Southern Cross. It's funny. Take this way. Not that I know of, I ain't had nobody that I knew that lived on this block. Campfield Road. I was gonna go left and then right. And this was Devil's Backbone right here. There are all these houses that you see on this left. These weren't here. We used to skateboard down this hill. One of these little small skateboards was real thin looking. But none of these houses were here. It used to be a mansion that was up over here. It was a mansion, and they said it was haunted and everything else. These houses were here, but those newer ones weren't. This was the locker and pool that I was telling y'all about earlier, where you had to have a membership in order to get into it or be on a swim team. And most of the families around here couldn't afford that shit. It was just extra money that could go to food or whatever else. So we ain't get to do nothing like that. Tell you, these kids today, man, lucky.